A long time ago, in a small village far, far away, there was a woman named Indidi. Now, Indidi had a special talent, not for working, but for avoiding work at all costs. While the villagers spent their days farming or selling goods at the market, Indidi, she was busy doing absolutely nothing. Instead of working, she went door to door every evening, begging for food. And somehow, it worked. For years, people gave her food out of kindness, but eventually the villagers had enough. One by one, they stopped helping her. That night, for the first time in her life, Indidi went to bed hungry. Her stomach growled so loudly it practically had its own conversation. She tossed and turned, but the hunger wouldn't let her sleep. Desperate, she wandered through the village looking for anything to eat. That's when she saw an old woman standing by the bush path. "Please, Mama," Indidi begged, dropping to her knees. "I haven't eaten all day. Do you have anything to spare?" The old woman looked at her, sighed, and said, "Follow me." They walked deep into the forest, and Indidi, who was not used to walking anywhere, started complaining. "Mama, where are we going? This is too far," she whined. But the old woman didn't say a word. Eventually, they reached a tiny hut. Inside, the woman pulled out a small plate of food and a bunch of ingredients. "This is all I have," she said. "You can cook a whole pot of food for both of us, or you can eat this plate alone." Indidi didn't even think about it. She grabbed the plate and ate every last bite, completely ignoring the fact that the old woman would go hungry. Satisfied, she went home, climbed into bed, and slept like a baby. The next day, she woke up super late, as usual. She tried begging again, but this time, people slammed their doors in her face. With nowhere else to go, she thought, "That old woman had food yesterday. Maybe she has more." That night, she snuck back into the forest. The old woman wasn't home, but bingo. There was a fresh pot of food sitting inside the hut. Indidi didn't hesitate. She ate and ate and ate until there wasn't a single bite left. "Finally, I won't be hungry for days," she thought, patting her full stomach. But the next night, she did it again. This time, when she lifted the lid, the food looked even more delicious. She took a huge bite, chewing happily, until she noticed something moving. Her heart stopped. She looked down and realized she was eating live maggots. Her stomach churned. She gagged. She screamed. Just then, the old woman walked in. "So, you're the one who's been stealing my food," she said, shaking her head. Indidi collapsed to the ground, sobbing. She begged for forgiveness, but the damage was done. That night, as she lay sick and ashamed, she made a decision. No more begging, no more stealing. From that day on, Indidi worked for her own food. She learned the hard way that laziness always comes with a price. Moral of the story? Hard work beats laziness every time. If you take what isn't yours, karma will come knocking. If you like this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. It really helps the channel grow. See you in the next one. Bye.